I'm gonna play Leona for 10 hours to see if she actually takes any skill or not. But before that, really quick, last video I played Ezreal AD carry, and you guys pointed out that I'm not the greatest AD carry player in the world, so I decided to train and get better for the last week or so. And thanks to the sponsor of today's video, Porofessor, I've gotten a lot better. Porofessor is just the perfect app to keep track of all of the little things so I can focus on actually playing the game and improving. For example, before the game even starts, it gives me runes I can export during champion select and gives me a rundown of what my team comp is good and bad at. And as the game starts, not only does it give me the strengths and weaknesses of every single player in the game, but also the enemy team comp. During the game, it keeps track of your CS per minute, which made me realize it is my biggest weakness as an AD carry, and it keeps track of timers like jungle camps and summoner spells. And at the end of the game, it compares you to other players of your rank and your lane opponent, so you can see if you actually did well or badly in the game. If you want to get this free app for yourself, check the link in the description below. For my first few games, I needed a duo partner, because if I was going to support a random AD carry, they would probably AFK if I did something like this. So anyway, game 1 actually started off pretty well. I traded my life for the enemy AD carries. I honestly shouldn't have died here. I accidentally took an extra tower shot, but it's my first game. Then I died engaging on the Amumu. Honestly, because it was my first game on support, I really didn't think who I engaged on would matter too much here, but apparently I was very wrong. But it's okay, a little later the enemy team tried to dive us and we managed to get a couple of extra kills to bring us back into the game. Then we fought again and killed Kaisa and set up a dive on the Amumu. I mean, I know Leona is supposed to play aggressive early, but holy fuck, it is 6 minutes in the game and we have 5 kills down here. Anyway, I finally hit level 6 and I was so ready to use my ult for the first time. And with my first Leona ult ever, I did this. Luckily, we were so far ahead, we still won the fight. But, oh boy. Then I missed my ult again, but we still managed to win the fight. My friend said I was overthinking my ult, trying to predict that they would run backwards when I should really just drop my ult right on top of them. So that's what I did for our next dive, and even though I didn't get the stun, the slow and the passive was enough to get 2 more kills. But this game gave me a lot of confidence going forward with this challenge. Game 2 started off with another immediate kill. Leona's passive allows for so much extra damage early along with her CC. Then we dove Caitlyn to deny her golden EXP, and even though I died, it was 100% worth it. Okay, so I'm starting to think that the Samira-Leona combo is a little bit unstoppable. I mean, what are they even supposed to do here? Unfortunately, in our next big fight bot, I had my locket in the wrong item slot, and I accidentally let my AD carry die because of it. We still won the fight, which was cool, but my friend was a little bit annoyed with me after that one. Anyway, in the end, we won again, and I was feeling pretty confident on Leona. Game 3 didn't start off quite as well. I accidentally took my friend's kill, and I didn't focus my CC correctly, which caused my friend to get killed. But we didn't let that tilt us because somehow we turned this into a double kill. Holy shit, how did you do that? A little later, we won another close fight in the river. Or at least at first it looked close, but again, out of nowhere, we just kind of killed their entire enemy team. I really hope that all this winning lane and fights and stuff doesn't go to my head for later on in the challenge. I mean, this was our most dominant game yet. I was 4-1-19, my friend was 15-3, but again, there's no way this goes to my head, right? So I know what you're thinking. Samira and Leona are just too OP together. So this game, I convinced my friend to go Caitlyn, and yeah, it didn't really change anything. Then there was another crazy fight bot lane. Throughout this challenge, I have really started to learn how mana hungry Leona is, and running out of mana almost lost us this fight if I didn't level up when I did. This game, I got more fed than I have ever been. Yeah, sure, I probably shouldn't have taken these kills, but hey, sometimes even the support has to eat a little bit, you know? Yeah, I continued to take kills. I swear I didn't mean to, though. Kill her! Oh my god, I didn't mean to take it. Anyway, there really wasn't too much the enemy team could do against a 4-0 Leona, so we ended up winning this game just a little bit later. Going into my first ranked game, I was a little bit nervous, so I decided to duo one more time. Norms were one thing, but now that I was playing an Emerald, I didn't want to let a random player down. And to nobody's surprise, the game started off great. And it continued to go great, getting 2 more kills and turning another super close fight into a win. But then we got ganked by Nefiri and lost our early lead. Then I roamed up near mid to help my Yone and ended up just dying instead. It took them a while to kill me though, which made me appreciate how tanky Leona is early. But it's okay, even after a few deaths, we were still able to dominate bot. And even though we were behind this game, I knew Samira and I could carry. And after this fight, yeah, Samira was definitely gonna be able to carry this game. And for a while, it really seemed like the let Samira carry strategy was going to work. I did what I could to engage and peel for her and use my locket to shield as much damage as I could. But you see, the main problem with having one person on your team that actually does damage is if she dies, the whole team kind of just falls apart. After losing a couple of fights, we ended up making a really risky Baron call in a panic, and yeah, it did not go very well. Okay, so my friend didn't want to end on that loss because we probably should have won, so we had a little bit of a salty run back, and once again, we dominated the early laning phase. Seriously, we are just too good together. There is nothing these poor bot laners can do. Well, okay, maybe if we force a 3v4 fight at Dragon, maybe there's something they can do. Also, I kind of just left Samira to die here because I tunneled super hard on the Thresh for no reason, but we're gonna ignore that. Okay, so after that teeny tiny little throw, we had a huge fight trying to defend our base. Honestly, this was one of the sickest team comps I've had in a while, and fighting with this group was incredible. I know this looks bad, but I swear I know what I'm doing engaging this fight. I mean, holy moly, this team comp was amazing. We aced them, none of us died, and we were able to get Dragon. But unfortunately, all it takes is one insane fight with Jinx late game to just delete our entire team, and we lost because of it. And yeah, my first game alone sucked too. I mean, it didn't start bad. Leona has one of the strongest level 2s in the game, and once again, we start off winning bot lane, even though I got both of the kills here. However, a few minutes later, we killed bot again, and this time my ADC was the one who got the kills and put us super far ahead. And just to assert our dominance, we killed them one more time. But I guess this is just the Baron throw video because again, we made a risky Baron call, got absolutely manhandled, and at this point I realized that Darius and Kayle might be a bit of a problem. And in the end, even after catching out Darius, we used so much on him that we lost the fight and then lost the game to the Alawi who was split pushing the whole time. Okay, so this next game was just kinda silly. Yeah, the score was 27-3 in 16 minutes, so the enemy team just surrendered. Game 9 was another level 2 all-in that didn't go quite as well as I'd hoped, but it's okay, I killed the Melio right after and made it all worth it. So I know that I've taken a lot of kills this video, probably too many, but I swear this one I tried to give to my Ashe, but my fucking W stole it. A little later, I saw possibly one of the best AD carry fights I have ever seen. These motherfuckers both just stood in the same place, auto-attacking each other to death. Also, can I just say the fact that Melio kept Kai'Sa alive that long is kinda ridiculous. Anyway, at around the 22-minute mark, I got a solo kill on the Melio after a fight, and even though I was doing well, the rest of my team was not. Honestly, the most frustrating thing about support is the lack of control you have over the game later on. Obviously, you can roam and ward and have impact in the early and mid game, but when it comes to those game on the line fights in the late game, people just ignore you unless you get a crazy pick or something. It's okay though, I just have a lot to learn about support and it can be a little bit frustrating sometimes. Game 10 was the first time I kinda got bodied in lane. Apparently, playing super aggressively all game, every game, leads to the enemy jungler ganking? Luckily, when the enemy jungler wasn't around, we were ready. We barely killed the Lux before she ulted, thank God, and then we finished off the Xayah. Oh yeah, Rek'Sai also tried to gank anyway, and we killed her too. After a boring couple of minutes, we got some action with a big dragon fight where we again barely came out on top, and that gave us some great momentum going into the rest of the game. Unfortunately, after getting a pick top, we kinda threw by overstaying and got destroyed in a team fight. And can I just say that even though I died, Leona is crazy tanky. I lived so much longer than I should have. Then we threw again during a fight in the jungle where Kassadin went in and died immediately. Honestly, we should have just cut our losses and run here, but everyone else just wanted to keep fighting, so I did, because I'm the support, I guess. Anyway, after several back and forth fights, both teams getting Baron at least once, and throws on both ends, it all came down to one final fight. But in the end, Xayah got caught, and without their ADC, we kinda just ran down mid and won the game. Game 11 started off with a little bit of miscommunication. I wanted to go in because I'm strong early and synergize with Kai'Sa, but right when I went in, Kai'Sa backed off. And even though we lost this trade super bad, we still ended up going 1-for-1 somehow. A few minutes later when Kai'Sa had her ult, she was a lot more comfortable playing up with me and taking fights, which immediately resulted in some kills. Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. We got ganked, and not only did we die, but we also lost our tower because of it. Right after, there is a big fight in the jungle, which we lose pretty badly. Luckily, Kai'Sa came in and cleaned up a couple of kills before she also died. And to make matters worse, we lost another fight in the jungle where I got caught out, and with Baron coming up soon, the game seemed pretty doomed. But fast forward to 5 minutes later and we're still alive and we're at another dragon fight. The thing is, the Singed was trying to split push top, so we won the fight 5v4, and just like that, we were back in the game. We then got Baron and just started pushing down mid, when all of a sudden we got a pick on Yasuo, and without their mid laner, we once again won a 5v4, and just like that, we went from super behind to winning 7 minutes later. I think you can probably guess what happened to start off game 12. Yep, another early kill using my super strong early game. Followed by another kill when Vayne and I surprise killed Caitlyn out of a bush. Then I roamed mid, and in the beginning this fight seemed like it was going great. But then Ukshin killed Talia, which revived Briar, and then Vayne chased too far and died. In the end, this game was a bit of a team diff. The only tower we got all game was bot, and the rest of our team was so behind we just couldn't do anything in fights. Seriously, we did no damage and didn't even kill a single person in the final fight. And like a sign from the heavens, my final game was with another Samira. I got flashbacks to the start of this challenge and I knew that this was gonna be a crazy final game. But yeah, the game didn't start off very well. But luckily our Evelynn came to save our lane, and just like that, we were ready to start dominating again. And I wasted no time doing what I do best, killing the enemy bot lane. And then the enemy bot lane came back, so we just killed them again. And then after giving them a few minutes to think that they were safe all of a sudden, we ganked bot and killed them again. Then Samira and I saw 3 enemies at Rift Herald and we thought, yeah, we could probably win this fight, and even though Poppy ulted me away, we managed to win the fight. In the end, we were so strong, we just kind of ran at them in their own base and won the fight. Unfortunately, I died and was not able to be there at the final victory screen, but it's just the life of a support, I guess. Leona is an incredibly strong early champion, but falls off pretty hard late game because of how simple and linear her kit is. Her runes are usually Aftershock or Glacial Augment, but I much prefer Aftershock because of how tanky it makes you. Your mythic is usually Locket, but can be Evan Shroud if you're super ahead and you want to snowball with as much damage as possible, but it's a little bit risky. The rest of your build is usually Bramble for the Grievous Wounds, Knight's Vow and Zeke's Convergence to help your AD carry, then upgrade Bramble into Thornmail, and then your last item can be more situational like Abyssal Mask, Randuin's, or Redemption. Overall, Leona was a super fun support to try because of how simple she is, and I should have probably roamed more with all of my CC, but I'll try to get better at that with my next support. Let me know who you want to see next in the comments.